Welcome to Divorcing a Narcissist Part 2. Let's talk about how to prepare financially for divorcing a narcissist. If you recall in my previous video, Divorcing a Narcissist Part 1, I explained that narcissists thrive in high conflict situations like divorce. Narcissists believe that they're above the law and rules don't apply to them. They're always trying to manipulate the system. So, unless you're prepared to walk away from everything, and sometimes even that doesn't help, make sure you have funds for a good lawyer. If you don't, talk to friends and family about borrowing money for legal costs. And if you have a home with equity or other assets that will likely be sold and divided, you can often pay your friends and family back out of the proceeds from those sales. So usually that's reassuring for them. Before you leave your spouse, or when you split up, make sure that you gather all of the paperwork that you're going to need from your home files. Get statements if possible with account numbers such as bank accounts, investment accounts, retirement accounts, pensions, credit lines, credit cards, stocks, and tax returns for both of you if possible. Narcissists are often sneaky and try to hide assets, sometimes lie about money in bank accounts and investments or their pensions, and they often stall or refuse to provide accurate financials. You might not need to pay big money at this point for a forensic accountant, but I definitely suggest that you invest a little bit of money in hiring a certified divorce financial analyst. Although there's a small fee for their service, they'll save you considerably more money than you might leave on the table or you might spend in legal fees preparing for your lawyer. Needless to say, remember to put all of the statements and info that you've gathered in a safe place where nobody can access them unless you authorize access. If you want to know more about a divorce financial analyst, check out my video on this channel. It's called One Financial Truth About All Divorces. Very informative, very important, and the link is below in the comments section. Now, how to prepare emotionally for divorcing a narcissist. It's perfectly normal that divorce and divorcing a narcissist will be an emotional roller coaster for many people. Many people make the mistake of talking about non-legal stuff with their lawyers. First of all, lawyers aren't therapists or social workers. Their job is to give legal advice. Secondly, with all due respect to the wonderful lawyers I know you need to talk to someone about your emotions, but you can get better help in that category for a lot less money. Now, I've talked at great length about a narcissist's need to control you. And you know that their control is usually not physical, I hope, but more often they control your emotions and your thoughts. There are therapists, coaches, social workers, and other professionals who specialize in divorcing a narcissist and who can help you deal with the emotions, and there really is no substitute for the benefits that they can offer you. If you'd like me to recommend or put you in touch with some of the best, feel free to email me, mike@thedivorceguy.ca, and I'd be happy to give you their information or put you in touch. Although my next suggestion might have legal benefits as well, it's one of the most important strategies for keeping control of your own emotions and your state of mind. My next suggestion is this. If your soon-to-be ex displays minor characteristics of N.P.D, then don't communicate with them verbally or in person or on the phone or any method other than email. No WhatsApp or Messenger or text. Keep all communications non-verbal and in one place so that it's easy to find and easy to gather and forward to your lawyers or whatever professionals are helping you prepare. And if your soon-to-be ex shows severe characteristics of N.P.D, then end all direct communication with him or her immediately. If someone is verbally abusive, harasses you, and manipulates you, then you can appoint your lawyer or a social worker or another qualified professional to receive and send all communications on your behalf. And if you have kids and find it impossible to co-parent with a narcissist, there are social workers with specific apps that are available and they can suggest for you, specifically for parents in this type of situation, so that they can continue to co-parent without actually having to communicate directly with each other. Now, how to prepare legally for divorcing a narcissist. If you saw my video on this channel called Mediation versus Litigation versus Arbitration, where I interviewed Howard Warren, who is a family lawyer, mediator, and arbitrator, you'll recall that Howard talked about how you can't mediate if both parties aren't willing and reasonable, and or there's an imbalance of power. Clearly, when divorcing a narcissist, it's most often the case where the narcissist isn't reasonable and there is likely an imbalance in power. So you're likely going to need a lawyer if you're divorcing a narcissist. Now, you absolutely need a lawyer who not only knows the law very well, but has two other important qualifications. Number one, you need to know that they aren't just interested in billable hours and sending you bills each time your soon-to-be ex sends an email or an ultimatum with no end or reasonable resolution in sight. You need a lawyer with integrity who genuinely focuses on helping you reach an agreement in the shortest amount of time possible and that is fair and equitable for you. And number two, you need a lawyer with a proven track record of dealing with high conflict divorces, of which narcissists fall under. Now, towards the end of the previous video, Divorcing a Narcissist Part 1, I explained that narcissists not only don't have the desire to reach a resolution, but more importantly, they fear reaching a resolution. And that's because their fear is, if and when your divorce is finalized, they fear that they will have no more control over you. And so they'll try to draw out your legal battle forever if possible. Sometimes it's part of their strategy to try and bankrupt you financially with all of your legal bills. In other cases, the narcissist is just so caught up in controlling you and afraid of it finally being over that they don't even realize that their own legal bills are skyrocketing, or they eventually decide to self-represent. Here's a tip for you. Even though you might have finalized your separation agreement, or there might be a court order for your ex to do something, many narcissists have figured out that if they don't comply, you likely won't take action and take them to court because it costs you more money to take them to court. So if your ex does not comply with your existing separation agreement and or court orders, you need to bite the bullet and take them to court immediately, the first time that they don't comply. Not only might the courts award in your favor, but if your ex is found in violation, it is possible that you might be awarded court costs. But whatever your awarded costs may or may not be, or if you have to foot the bill, if you do this the first time your ex fails to comply, they will know that they can't get away with it. But if you let them get away with it, they'll keep doing it forever. Something else you really must do is get everything in writing. I mentioned earlier that if your ex is verbally abusive or shows extreme characteristics of N.P.D, then stop all communication and only communicate via email. I also covered characteristics of N.P.D, which include lying and manipulating, both people and the system for that matter, for their own personal gain, and believing they're above the law and feeling a sense of entitlement. If your ex is going to control the system and or play the victim role, their MO is usually to lie to the authorities. They will lie to their own lawyers, they'll lie to police, they'll lie to a judge in court. Perhaps sometimes they think they'll get away with it, but often they actually don't think they're lying. They actually believe their lies to be true. Your best defense is to always have everything that either of you have said to each other in writing. Whether it's about your divorce or everyday things like switching visitation days or access to the children, or them agreeing to pay for something. Now here's another tip for you on that point. If you want to come out smelling like a rose in court or increase chances of a judge siding with you, then always keep your emails to your ex or soon-to-be ex and all communication non-opinionated and non-accusatory. A narcissist will use their opinions and accusations to push your buttons. They thrive on that. It makes them feel superior, and they try to keep the argument going as long as possible so that they can continue to control you. They also hope and believe that someone else will feel they're the victim and side with them. Not only will you look better in the eyes of a judge, but judges don't care about opinions and accusations. They're tired of it. They hear it every day, and that's not what the law is based on. When your emails and correspondence, both in writing and when you're in court, stay matter of fact and only focus on the facts, and furthermore, facts relevant to the law or your existing separation agreements or court orders, a judge will appreciate you for it, and it's more likely that a judge will award in your favor if your facts are accurate. If you're thinking about divorcing a narcissist, currently divorcing a narcissist, or you know someone who is and needs help, by all means send me an email, mike@thedivorceguy.ca, and I'd be happy to help you however I can, and I can also put you in touch with any other professionals you might need if it's not my area of expertise. Also, be sure to check out my friends at divorcespecialistgroup.com. They have a wonderful free download with a divorce checklist that will really help you get prepared, and they have some of the best professionals I've ever worked with over there, so be sure to check them out. Remember to give this video a thumbs up to help other people that are involved or trying to get away from a narcissist, and click on subscribe because there's going to be many more videos that I'm going to upload on helping you move on past a narcissist.